Good morning. We are on our way to Breakfast with Glenda. How funny that you guys have gone with me to Breakfast with Glenda for years now. That's kind of wild to think about. We are trying a whole new place today, so I'm very excited. It's called Fridays Cafe. I've never been there, and Glenda's never been there, and so we decided to take a break from our usual spots and find a different place to go for a couple of different reasons. Nonetheless, it is a gorgeous day outside. It looks like maybe the rain clouds and the...
Continue straight to stay on East Broadway Boulevard.
Thank you, Lola. That the rain clouds behind us might come forward, but either way, it's going to be a good day. Let's see.
Stay on East Broadway Boulevard.
Good Lord, why does it keep thinking I'm going to move my lane? Sometimes these navigational things
Turn right onto North Cove Road.
are not helpful. Like if it just said from the beginning, take a ride on North Cole, but then that would have been better than like this whole time telling me to stay on Broadway. Good Lord. Okay. Anyways, that was my morning rant, apparently. So yesterday I went to Davida and had my appointment. Next week I go back to
Turn right onto North Cove Road.
see Dr. Olivier, which will be very, very cool. Or maybe we'll do it over the phone. I don't know.
3 miles.
I don't like to, I don't really like to travel across town so much, but that's okay. At least it's not twice in 1 week, so that'll be good. On my way back, I will definitely need to stop by Walmart and pick up my potassium prescription. Definitely need that. And I'm not sure what else I'm going to do today. It's not really a busy day, but I definitely need to clean the living room. Charlie was here yesterday, and oh my gosh, he's so funny. He likes to dump all his toys out, which is fine. I just need to start teaching him now to put the toys away. But when Mom shows up, he's just excited to leave, which I try not to take personally because he and I do have a good relationship. But I do realize that I am the leader of the pack. Maybe that's because I'm in the grandmother spot or because it's just my personality. But I definitely hold that position with the entire family, which in a lot of ways is really good because somebody's got to lead us. And, sometimes even as adult kids, they need guidance to know like what's right or wrong. So that's my job, I guess. But Charlie's catching on real quick that when I say no, it's no, things like that. But it kind of sucks because it makes me look like the bad guy all the time. Whereas when Donnie shows up, he's just all about lovey-dovey Donnie, Grandpa Don. So, whatever though, because Donnie needs that, he needs a little grandson to hang out with and so forth. So anyways, look up there. There looks like some pretty good rain clouds above Mount Lemmon. I need to get up there and go hiking, man. Like, I feel like I've wasted some time, but that is kind of hard with dialysis. Like, normally I could just run up there. It's about an hour drive and get out and do a hike, but now it's kind of like, okay, so I have to do an exchange, do a hike, or drive up there, that's an hour, do a hike, and then on the way back, I might have to do an exchange, which is a little nerve-wracking to do an exchange on my own, by myself. Because one time I thought, good God, what would happen if I got in a car accident and I am connected? And so it's probably not the safest thing to drive and do an exchange, although I have done it on the way to Bisbee. Bisbee driving, or driving to Bisbee is about 2 hours, basically. And so that tends to kind of be boring in some areas, or maybe it's just that I've done it for so long. So there is a specific area. Like I know like I can connect and drain, and then once I get to a certain gas station, I usually pull in there and maybe get a drink or something, and do a connection there. And so I have my little path of where to do it, but at the same time I'm kind of like, man, if I was in a car accident and I was doing my exchange, I might be a little bit traumatic. Like I could literally be hurt and my port be ripped out. So it's not a choice I would make all the time, and certainly not one to take lightly, but I have done it. It's not impossible. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and other times it's so not necessary to do what you got to do. So I don't know, I guess just decide and then whatever. Just stay as sterile as possible. So if you're doing your exchange in your vehicles, my friends do know, like they'll tap on the glass sometimes and wave, and I'll just wave back to them. But typically people don't know what you're doing, and so they're not really apt to come up and start conversing and hanging out with you, which is really cool. And the people that respect that space are really awesome. I had one or two people I can think of who would not respect that space, and totally not where I thought it was. Not that I knew where it was, but oh, there we go, right there, Friday's Cafe. All right, I'll talk to you in a little bit. Bye-bye. Okay, so the little restaurant was not called Fridays, it was Frida. And it was delicious. So if you are in Tucson, Arizona, it's on Grant and Craycroft. I thought it's locally owned, but I don't believe it is. I think it's a chain, but it's a small chain. But nonetheless, it's really good. If you're in Tucson and you know about Poco's and Mom's, it's very, very similar. Prices are about similar. Quality is phenomenal. So anyways, I had a really good breakfast with Glenda. Before I was confused and driving, I was saying that I might need to get a notebook to go into the car. So in the event that I'm ever doing an exchange and somebody pulls up, like a policeman or something, I could write a note and hold it up to the window so that they would know that I was fine, but that I couldn't open the window, because that's the thing, is when you are on dialysis, you have to watch your air, right? You always want to turn off your airflow. I think it's like 15 minutes or something before you do an exchange. So there's that. Typically, like, you don't want your fan on in your bedroom, or the fan on blowing on you like in a car. So when I do my exchange in the vehicle, whether it's cold or heat, I don't have it on when I'm connecting or disconnecting. But the minute I'm done doing that, then I turn it back on, because quite honestly, I do live in Tucson and it is freaking hot. And so I can't sit in a car when the car itself is like 95 degrees without any cool air. So there is that. It is a risk because I am turning on airflow around me. And I'm not, but during the exchange, but during the disconnect and the connect, I don't have air. And you could argue that in the air is where all the germs are, the bacterias. Well, they're there anyways. So I guess that's how I just think about it. There isn't a way to 100% sanitize your area wherever you're doing your dialysis, whether it's in your home, your bedroom, the living room, the kitchen. You definitely don't want to do it like in your bathroom, of course, because that's gross. You can't do it in a public bathroom either, so that's another thing. So when you are doing an exchange, you just have to keep all these things in mind. which is something that I never really thought about, how I would communicate with somebody, especially like law enforcement that may be at my window trying to give me information or curious about what I'm doing. I could imagine once somebody approached a window and they saw that I was connected, or at least because I would have my dialysis bag hanging, I'm sure, then they would know that there's some type of medical procedure going on versus me doing something illegal. So I don't know. That's just something that I guess we should think about when being on dialysis.